What's going on, guys? It is your boy TKD. Want to here back in Blazing Swords. This is, of course, Road to Part 1, Episode 4, the weekly podcast dedicated to any and all things The Last of Us Part 1 Remake, from news, lore, reactions, and upon release, our review and our in-depth analysis on what The Last of Us Part 1 Remake is. With me, of course, the golden hair golden boy, Peter Spatek. How you doing, good sir?
I'm doing well, man. How are you doing?
Oh, doing good, man. Chilling, hanging out.
It's good to see you.
You know?
It's always good to see you.
I got a haircut. You know what? I gotta air it out. Okay, look.
Yeah.
I moved back to my parents' house, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, I need to find a new barber.
Sure.
Right? Tried this dude out today. I'm not feeling this.
Not feeling it?
I'm not. No. This one ain't it.
I'll say from here, it looks good. I believe if you're feeling not like super like hot on it, but like from where I'm sitting, in Illinois,
yeah,
8,000 miles away from you, it looks good to me.
It looks decent. Like, it doesn't look horrible,
Sure.
But I'm not. I think we need to try a new one.
Dude, the anxiety of getting a haircut is
bad.
part of the reason why I have hair this long. Just because I don't want to think about it. I mean, like, that's not the only reason. But like, just like, I don't know, like just sitting there for me, it's always like I just sit there in silence. Like, I never know what to say. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I try to talk and I try to ask questions about like this person's life and whatever, but I found that like it always results in like the last, I don't know, 10 minutes of just like sitting in silence, just completely awkward. And I'm trying to like grasp onto anything to be like, so have you been cutting hair for long? I think it's because I don't like have someone I go to, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't have like a dedicated person.
Oh, you don't have a dedicated barber.
Well, because I mean, like, I go so infrequently.
I see.
You know what I mean? Because like this is the longest my hair has ever been. But I mean, before COVID, like, I still wasn't getting haircuts. Yeah, I was gonna maybe once a year or so.
I see. I see.
So it's always just like
interesting.
It's a gamble as to like what it's gonna be like when I get in there.
I hear you. Yeah. I like to get a haircut every 2 weeks, typically.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's super easy. We cut the top every maybe like on every fourth haircut we cut the top.
Sure.
Just trim it. But yeah, no, the sides, you know what I'm saying? I just do my thing. But yeah, I don't know about this one. I don't know about this cut. I don't know. We'll see. How many days? We don't have 19. We have, was it 12 days?
So let's see. We are until The Last of Us Remake. We have, 12.
12. Look at
12
this.
until this episode.
Damn, yo, we're getting close.
It has really come by, in my opinion.
It's coming in hot. Yeah. It's coming in hot. But some housekeeping here. Oh wait, by the way, before we jump to housekeeping, down below, of course, Peter Spatek's links, his Twitter, his Hitbox, portfolio, Spotify, all that great stuff. Definitely go check him out there. And you can catch So Here on youtube.com/BlazingSource, as well as podcast services like Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, etc. via the anchor link down below in the description. Like the video and or rate the podcast. It really does help us to get more viewers so we can grow the PSS family. Down below as well, let us know what you like or dislike about the show, and connect with us further on Twitter and Discord in the description. Feeling generous, hit that Prince tier button for the join. You can be like Taboo Musa with the $1 tier, or you can be like the $5 King tier members, just like Caleb Kaiser, the Iraq Knight, and the homie Owen. Much appreciated to all you lovely people. Stream series is dead. Just it's dead.
Dead in the ground.
Yeah. It's dead. Oh man. Oh wait. Oh, you I forgot you didn't watch Better Call Saul. I forgot. Better Call Saul ended.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think? Did you like the ending? Was it a good ending? Did they like land it?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. They landed.
Okay.
There was only one way this could go.
Okay. Here's the thing.
It's only one
I did not hear any hype around this show up until like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Right.
Like, hearing like what people are saying about this makes me want to go watch it. And I'm not even really like one for like a lot of TV.
Right.
But like hearing what people are saying about this is like, yo, I should probably check this out. I may do that in the next few months here. Just like, steadily have that going on, you know what I mean, as I'm going to sleep and whatever.
That's good.
But I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked the ending, man. I heard a lot of people that.
Yeah, no, like it was definitely a good like send off of like, all right, this is it.
Okay. Yeah.
And it is what it is, man. It's kind of sad, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
It's like bittersweet, right?
It is definitely bittersweet.
Yeah.
Now, do we want to tackle the game that we both played, or do we want to tackle Mass Effect 3 really quick?
Hit Mass Effect 3 and then we'll talk.
Okay.
And then we'll talk.
So as said last week, Mass Effect 2, you know what I'm saying? We had a lot of casualties. We had a lot of deaths, you know what I'm saying? But we're back in Mass Effect 3. Incredible intro. Again, another great intro, man.
Oh, yeah, on Earth.
I'm like, yo, this shit is going down for
in London, right?
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's London. Yeah. Like, yo, the Reapers are coming. They're invading everything, right? And what I'm really growing to like, hold on.
Oh, we got a dog. Dog watch
I'm
on
definitely going to keep that in.
PS stores. Yeah, it's fine, man.
We're definitely going to keep that in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe. I might not keep it in. We'll see. But look, the Reapers are coming, right? And what I'm really like kind of shocked by in a way is like how kind of timely the world of Mass Effect feels, in the vein of like Shepard saw this literally in the first game.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to take it seriously on the council. Nobody wanted, at least in my playthrough, nobody wanted to listen to me. I kept trying to give them, guys, like, this is happening. This is real. I know you don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen, but like, we got to face the facts here, And this is kind of like reaping what they sowed, of like, hey. And like,
it's one of those things where like, it's such an inconvenient truth, right? Like, hey, the Reapers are coming here to, wipe us out, to do whatever the Reapers are going to do. And then everyone's like, I mean, whether they believe Shepard or not, they're denied. They're like, no, like, we don't have to worry about this. We don't have to worry about this. We don't have to worry about this. And like, I don't know if this is what you're getting at, but like, today, I mean, like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, it kind of feels like a response to the way that a lot of the world has handled things with like the pandemic and other stuff like that.
That's what I kept thinking about too. Was like, damn, like this is very timely in like the like just like what, fuck it, let's just say it. Like things like like the climate change deniers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like things like that.
Same thing, man.
Those that thought that COVID was a hoax, right? Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy stuff like that where it's like, like it does feel very timely. And I don't feel like a lot of people have talked about that aspect of Mass Effect, right? Like I think
which is kind of interesting, because like those games came out with the last one came out in 2013 or something like that, and then we had the Legendary Edition, which is what you're playing. That came out last year.
Yeah,
I feel like when I was playing through it, I was also sort of going like, oh shit, this is kind of like all of this other stuff that's going on right now, So I am like you. I'm surprised that like not a lot of more people were talking about like, hey, this is kind of weird. That like it really parallels this situation.
Yeah, I'm like, because Mass Effect is very like, and like especially in 3, where like I feel like it's been the most highlighted, but like Mass Effect is very political.
Yeah.
Like we have one species completely trying to population control another species.
Yeah.
Right? And like they even like bring up like what there was like a straight up line that like alludes to abortion in Mass Effect 3. Based like something to do with the Krogans or something like that. And I'm like, damn, like it's very, very political game. And I feel like I haven't heard that take a lot. Yeah. Or maybe I just didn't notice it. I don't know. But pretty much the setup is we're back. But this time, rather than getting specific, top of the top people from each species, right? Recruiting for this one mission, like in Mass Effect 2, we're trying to unite the galaxy.
Yeah.
and we're having to do favors for this species and that species, and they don't want to work with the Krogans because and like you know it's very interesting, and like I really like how I'll explain it. It's like not like you as a player like feel like you don't want to do this, but I like that it's very much something that's been said a lot in Mass Effect 3, that they're just aggravated that they have to that it's this hard to bring everyone together to face to face a united enemy like the Reapers. You know what I'm saying? Like
totally.
At least early hours. So where I'm at so far is I helped the female Krogan. I think the last of
she's got the headdress and everything.
The headdress, and like she's the only fertile female Krogan with no genophage, something like that. Yeah. She's fertile, I guess. Or at least she's fertile, and that she doesn't have the genophage gene. You know.
Yeah.
Just saved her. And yeah, like we're just going through the motions. Kaidan, I am finding that I'm not able to make the right dialogue choices that I want to make. Like I really want to be like, Kaidan, listen, bro. Like I know I did some things that you didn't agree with, bro, but like I hope you saw the silver lining in it. We took out that technology that could have been very bad. You know, I decided to destroy the base, the base, right? And that's how I kind of wanted it to go, and more of like, hey, bro, like I'm not mad at you for being mad at me, but the way the dialogue panned out, Shepard was like kind of like low key, like, bro, like get over it, and I'm like, no, like that's not how I wanted it to go, you know? So like, I mean, so there was a little bit of that in there. There's a little bit of like, I feel like I can't talk to as many people as I could on the Normandy as I used to.
Oh, you think so?
Kinda. And like, granted, it's like crew members, right? So like they're not really that important, really, right? You know?
Well, I mean, like it might be because like I don't know how far in it like exactly you are, but like you might not have a full crew.
I definitely don't have a full crew.
You know what I mean? Like compared to like at the end of Mass Effect 2, and like you go in a room and there's 3 people in every room, you know what I mean? And seeing what's up.
That's fair.
So I mean, it might be that, you know.
Yeah. I just feel like, I don't know. Like I'm getting a sense of like it feels a little bit shallow, but maybe you're right. Like maybe I just haven't, you know, sunk in those hours yet. I love the mod system in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed if that was in Mass Effect 2 or 1. I don't think they were.
I don't remember.
I don't feel like they were. You know, of like being able to equip like 2 different attachments to each weapon. I love that now. Is at least the class that I'm playing, I can use SMGs, right? Because that was something in Mass Effect 2 where like you couldn't. Because I did some research, like there were specific gun classes for specific classes.
Yeah,
and you couldn't use.
Like just like completely gates off.
Yeah, I'm
that
like,
sort of stuff. It was I think that's a little weird. But no, I get you. Not to talk about, not to make this into a Horizon podcast, but I think that Mass Effect 3, the way that it's handled about like going and, you know, getting everyone together, you know, obviously we don't know if there's going to even be a third Horizon game, but without like without wishing to spoil things, like it seems like they have plans on it. To me, the way that Mass Effect 3 is handled is kind of what I would want from that, about like getting everyone together, and like the bonds that you make with the people who you meet is like going to be crucial to how the game pans out. Up until this point in the Horizon series, like there hasn't been like choices or anything like that, really. Right. I mean, like there have been like small ones, but like, you know, not anything like mind blowing like Mass Effect is. But getting everyone together, like that would kind of get me into Horizon a little bit more if it was like, if the story was about, you know, getting everyone together ready for whatever might come next.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
But there you go.
But yeah, I'm definitely really enjoying it. But you know, me and you have been playing another game that has maybe not play Mass Effect 3 as much as I should. So give me the rundown, bro. How are you feeling about Roller Drome, bro? What do we got?
Kevin, this is gonna be so weird, man.
What's up, bro? What's up? What's up?
I don't really like it.
Really?
Like.
Okay, this is crazy because
because I know you love it.
Like we both like. I thought you liked it as much as me before.
No. I was complimenting. Like, I think of the art style, like we were talking about before we started recording. I think the art style is really great. I do like just like the general like vibe and style of it, and I like the way that the story sections are told and stuff like that. I can't get it yet. I don't know if it's me or if it's like something else, but like there's way too much going on for me to be able to nail any one aspect of it. Like, I think that first level is great. You're in this kind of small area. You're dealing with two types of enemies. You're doing tricks on your roller skates and shooting guys and whatever. And then the second level is just like, what if we shot 1,000,000 rockets at you at the same time, and you're avoiding snipers, and you're having to crash through glass, and like, and you're falling off the map, and all this stuff is happening. It felt like, to me, it feels like there is way too much going on, and the fact that you're constantly being attacked and stuff. To me, like, the rate at which you are having to dodge out of the way of different things gets in the way of actually being able to do the skating part of it and like doing the fun tricks and like rolling off stuff and doing flips and whatever. That said, I don't think it's a bad game. I just think it might not be for me for whatever reason. You know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah. And like, I definitely get what you were saying. Cause like, I do think that second level is a little bit misplaced. Like, I'm like, oh, they add a lot.
Like right away.
Like right away. Yeah.
That's like before I even had like my sea legs with the whole like systems of it, you know?
That's very true. That's very true. So, I mean, I kind of felt like that because I think they should have switched the second and third level, right? The like desert level in that first one.
Yeah.
Because I think that one is a little bit more, you know, a little more of a smaller, like a smaller space. It is annoying when you go off into the distance and
you just like fall out of bounds.
Yeah, and then like ruins your combo. Like, I really hate that. But But yeah, like I was feeling something similar to what you're saying for sure. I just went back and just went to the lab and just like practiced a lot and just like
sure
and just learned to like master that first level where I got used to, okay, now I understand that like when I see a sniper, if I wait until their line of sight turns white, I can dodge
like
then,
the perfect dodge,
do a perfect dodge, get a super reflex mode, and be able to take down heavies like that and stuff like that. So like I feel like I learned a lot by just repeating the first level and just learning to master that. But yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying. We're like definitely that second level, they throw a lot at you for sure.
Yes,
but I'm really enjoying it. For me, it's like, I mean, one, I had never played like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater, right?
Sure.
So I not only like had to learn the mechanics of like this game itself, but also like, you know, a little bit of skating, right? And like I know like it's not 1-to-1. I've heard that, you know, in Tony Hawk, when you're grinding, you have to balance your character.
You just don't have to with this,
Yeah, here you don't. You just go straight, so that's fine. But yeah, like I've never played a game like this before in terms of like this type of mobility, like skating style. But learning that has been really fun. I just feel like this game, like just to me, like feels very like tactile and like it's having like a similar like takeaway with that I had with like Doom Eternal. Where like in Doom Eternal, like it's like, okay, like where like the combat feels like a dance, you know, where it's like, hey, if you need machine gun ammo, you're going to use your flamethrower to get the green ammo out of them. If you need like red ammo, you have to do a glory kill or whatever. And like different outcomes that you do can give you specific things that you require in the moment, right? And I feel like there's a similar type of gameplay loop with Roller Drome. Not exactly, but it feels just to me very, very satisfying in that like rhythmic like dance combat way that like Doom Eternal had. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah, no, that's actually a really good comparison, I think. I'm sticking with it. Like I want to finish the campaign at the very least.
Yeah, because there's only like 11 missions I hear.
It's not that long.
It's very short.
Yeah. but like to proceed, you have to like complete a certain number of challenges to unlock more maps.
Yeah.
And like there is actually a setting in it's like not called an accessibility menu in the game. It's called like assist menu or something like that, where you can just straight up turn off that challenge requirement.
Oh, and
if
just
you
go
want
through.
to.
Okay, that's cool.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's neat.
But for me, like, I don't know if I want to do that necessarily because I'm kind of bouncing off it, and I want to like, before I like make a full solid like judgment call of it, I want to be able to know that like I put the effort in to like try to understand it and try to actually get it. So like I don't think I'm gonna do that just yet because I want to still like go back and see like, okay, like what am I not getting? How do I do these challenges? Are these gonna, is doing this gonna unlock something in my brain that's gonna be like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. But with you saying like there's a lot going on, like even the way that like when you start a grind, right? You can do like with your left stick up, left, right, and down, and all of those will do a different type of grind. So when they say like, oh, do like a hunter grind, it's like, what the fuck? Like what? Like, so I that's something that I definitely didn't realize, but yeah, you're right. Like there is a lot going on in this game, right? That like they have what I would say is a pretty good tutorial, right? Like it's
good. It's a really solid one.
Definitely like tells you, hey, slow down, just do this 3 times. You got it? Okay, bet. Let's do the next thing. And it takes like a solid like 12, 15 minutes or so, But yeah, I definitely hear you on like it definitely has a lot going on, but like what you said earlier, I love the art style. Color's so really good.
It looks so good.
The soundtrack, I think I need to hear some more. I think I need to hear some more.
Yeah, I can't really place it.
I can't think of a certain melody that I like or anything like that. Yeah. But I think I just might need some more time with it. I don't know, but like it does seem like the music volume's like a little bit low, and I get it because there's a lot of audio cues that you need to hear out for. So I definitely get that, but we can bump up the bass a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We can have a little.
Yeah, man. This is the kind of game to me that like could have one of those soundtracks like Hotline Miami or something like that. That would just be like synonymous with the game. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh shit, with that roller drum soundtrack. You know what I mean?
Like we all remember the Hotline Miami soundtrack. Like we all at least have one song. It's like, come on.
Yeah, Hydrogen or like whatever else. You know what I mean?
Tangles hard. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Those are my thoughts on roller drum. Like I said, I've got to play it some more. I'll probably have some more to say about it next week. After like really trying to like stick with it and whatever.
Right. And if you want to try it, you have PlayStation Plus Premium. You can
get the hour-long trial.
Yep, for hour-long. Yeah, there was some hoopla on the timeline that I haven't looked into too deeply yet, but I remember early with the trials that your download progress counted towards the trial time.
Oh,
but then they fixed that.
Okay.
For the US launch, because it was when they were like testing it in like different I almost said European countries. And they were like testing the trial phase, and I think in those tests it would count your download time as well your trial time. But I know they fixed that here, but I'm hearing some people complain that it's happening with Rollerdrome and it's counting the download time for some reason. So people are only getting like 30 minutes with the game.
Oh gosh, so that's not great.
Yeah. So hopefully that gets ironed out, but we shall see. Moving on to The Last of Us news here. First up here, just want to make a quick announcement here. We do have confirmation that The Last of Us Part 1 review embargo is up August 31st at 4 p.m. BST, which is something in one of our time zones. You know what I'm saying? I think Peter's on the hunt. I think he's doing the clicky clacks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I am.
I'm gonna guess like 11 Eastern.
So it's 10 a.m. Central Time for me, and so you're what, 2 hours behind me?
Yeah, so it's 8
a.m. Eastern, it's Western by you.
Pacific.
And then Pacific, and then 11 a.m. Eastern. Yeah.
Gotcha. That's when it is.
So, nice and early, right in the morning.
Indeed.
Get to wake up and see.
A little bit later in the morning, because usually it's like 6 a.m. Pacific. I feel like usually that's when like embargoes go, which is like not a big deal. It's 2 hours. Like who really cares?
Yeah, who cares? Yeah,
because I'm cool with that. Because I get to eat breakfast, chill out, and then the
read some Last of Us stuff.
Then the reviews hit. Yeah, we'll see. But my only thing is, August 31st. That's a Wednesday, I believe. The game comes out September 2nd on that Friday. Is this embargo date a little bit closer to release, my boy? What do you think?
So let's see. So The Last of Us Part 2 embargo lifted on June 12th, 2020.
June 12th. Okay.
To launch date. And Last of Us 2 came out June 19th. So you had a full week between the review embargo lifting and the game actually coming out. Whereas this one, it's what, 2 days?
2 days. 2 days. Now, to play devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
Perhaps they view this as, this is a known quantity for a lot of us, right? Like that have played the original game, right? Like, as far as we know, I know we talked about last week. Definitely check out last week's episode. Is there going to be a Abby chapter in this game? Probably not, but 12%. 12% chance, but like
but
maybe maybe that's why it's only a 2-day embargo, which like okay, I guess, but like
I feel like a lot of people really look into embargo times and stuff, and in my experience, they don't always mean things, right? Sometimes they do, right? You look at like Cyberpunk and how that launched, and the embargo like lifted, like, wasn't it the day the game came out, or like 24 hours before?
And they couldn't, and like they didn't send.
They weren't allowed to use their footage.
They couldn't use their footage. They didn't send any console codes out. Only on PC. Yeah. That was shady as shit. That was wild. That was wild.
Right. Like I feel like there are like, I'm not trying to say like the embargo time doesn't matter at all,
right?
Because sometimes it does. Like sometimes it like really mega does. Like with stuff like that. But I don't know. I think what you sort of said is probably more it, where they're just like, this is a remake of a game that so like you don't need a whole week to speculate about like what's going to be in it and like all that sort of stuff, because it's a very faithful remake of Last of Us 1.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, hey, to be clear here, of course, do I have a bias? Yes. Do you see the lights behind me? You see the channel name that you're on? Yes, right. But I'm willing to go out on a whim and say, from an objective standpoint, right, we haven't really had a very surprising or shocking PlayStation review embargo. In probably a while.
Yeah, like maybe, what do you mean? Like
a score that like was like the predictions of like a PlayStation score.
Right? Oh, I see what you mean.
They're not that off from the predictions from what people are waiting for when they get to the score. You know what I'm saying? Like the only one would be the last one I would say was probably Days Gone.
I was gonna say Days Gone probably, but even that, what is like 77 on Metacritic? Maybe?
Yeah. I think it was like a 75. I think it might be close to like 75 or something like that.
71.
Yeah. So that definitely is something that people probably didn't expect from Sony Bend, right? But usually I'd say, usually it doesn't really divert from the predictions, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So we'll see. But yeah, we will definitely do bets next week on the review scores, because definitely curious about that.
Totally.
Indeed. But with people having code for part 1, they do. And we got a look at the main menu, which just a little something. I'll take it. But they are doing the same thing where if you are playing through the game actively, Ellie's Switchblade will not be on the windowsill. And then when you beat the game, the Switchblade will be on there, right? But a new thing that's with this main menu, besides it looking a lot better and obviously like in better assets and all that, while you're playing the game, it'll be daytime as it was in the original game and the remaster. But now when you beat the game, it'll be the sunset type of lighting, which I think is pretty cool. That's it.
I always like when games do that. I always like when they change up the main menu for like as you play. I feel like I with how games work now, with like, you know, like if you're playing through this game and you're only playing through The Last of Us, I think on like a PS5, like you won't see that main menu because like it'll just get suspended.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In between play sessions. Right. But I always like that sort of detail. I mean, the one in, I'll say this, the menus for The Last of Us 2, when it's just the boat and the dock, you know what I mean? And it's like, hey, what is this?
I love The Last of Us Part 2.
Can I say, I'm getting like goosebumps right now.
Dude, it's so good, bro.
And then, because I was playing it with my girlfriend, and you know, we have like all this speculation about like, what does this boat mean? Or is it, you know, maybe it's just nothing. And we thought that it was the boat that Ellie gets into when she is going into the aquarium. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, oh yeah, that was kind of a big moment. She turned down Jesse because Jesse was gonna go help Tommy, and she was like, no, I gotta go do this. And it was kind of this like this change moment. But we were like, I guess. And then when you actually see it in the game, when they go over that hill into the water,
damn,
and it's like a mic drop. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what's up,
dude.
Like, you know what's about to happen.
Oof,
So I'm excited for this. I think this is cool. What's up?
Man, I just love that Part 2 menu because like it just is so unsettling.
So it's so eerie. And you're like, bro, what am I looking at?
It's just this very gray, like overcast, very very low light, just boat, just chilling. It's like, what the fuck? And then obviously that changes after you beat the game.
Right.
Santa Barbara, you know, very no, Catalina Islands.
Yeah, Santa Barbara.
Because isn't in the distance Catalina Islands?
I don't remember. It's been too long.
I think I think
you're right,
because that's the same boat in that scene, and then Abby and Lev go on
it too, and
they go to Catalina with the other fireflies.
Yeah.
That's a good ass menu, but yeah,
it is a good. This is also cool. Like, I've always liked the windowsill. Like, I now that we have Last of Us 2 with like, I don't know, like. I can't. It's hard to describe why I like that so much in Last of Us 2. Where you're just like kind of wondering the whole game, like, what the hell's up with this boat? And then when you see it, you're like, oh
yeah,
so it's about to go down. Like it was a called shot. You know what I mean? It was such a called shot of like, when you see this boat, you're gonna know it's about to go down, right?
Yeah,
you know, I like that a lot. I've always liked in The Last of Us 1 the windowsill, because it you know, it doesn't mean anything, I don't think, but it's just like this very nice like. Vignette, you know, of just this windowsill. All the glass is broken, but you got the plant life coming through, and then you know, when you beat it, you get the dagger, or not the dagger, the switchblade.
It's a good one. It's
you good.
Like when actually, you know what? For like a time there, I thought that windowsill was actually the windowsill where Ellie lays the guitar on at the very end of Part 2. In the farm.
Oh yeah, kind of, huh?
That's what I thought for a while. I don't think it is, but that's
because that's a second story room, isn't it? And it wouldn't be all broken up because it was her house.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
that's fair. That's what
it looks good though.
It does look good.
Like just this image here, like
I really like the sunset personally. I think that was like a really cool touch. I'm saying, and like Now I'm wondering too, because like I got that info based off of reply from like a Naughty Dog like info account.
Yeah.
And because for a second there I was like, damn, like are they gonna match your PS5 time clock with the time of day?
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
That's what I thought, but nah, like it seems like it's just for the end when you beat the game and like the sunset with the switchblade. Yeah. Very cool stuff. And lastly here, once again, we have another Last of Us Part 1 comparison. Let's look at it. This one is the Boston docks. Once again, it looks
Is
great.
that at the beginning?
Yeah.
When did they go here? Is it like at the very beginning?
So they're showing angles that the player never really like encounters.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I think when they're up on the roof, Let me see what
it's before Joel's with Ellie though, right? Like it's just him and Tess, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is right after you kill what's his name? What's his fucking name?
The guy at the beginning.
The guy that screws you and Tess over. Yeah, and then Marlene's there too. Like, yeah, it's that type of area. Which it looks great.
It looks real good.
It looks real good. But yo, you pointed out earlier on the whole embargo thing. We are 12 days away from The Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is the combat gameplay, bro?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's surprising that we haven't seen it. To be quite honest, because I remember, when that first trailer showed up at the Game Awards, or I guess when it leaked beforehand. But like the first time I saw it was at the Game Awards, not Game Awards. Summer Games Fest. Yeah. I think we just saw cutscenes. Mm-hmm. And like that's cool. Like, that is a major part of the video game, but then the other half of it is, run around choking clickers, and like the combat. And it's just so wild that we haven't seen a lot of movement either. Like we saw them running down the road with Joel and Tommy, but other than that, mostly these shots are just people standing still, It's weird, right? It's kind of weird, right?
Like it's hard not to jump to conclusions with this, right? Like,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
I know exactly what you're saying.
Like, this is something seems wrong. Something seems wrong because, hey, do y'all recall when The Last of Us Part 2 came out and we got that nice, thing that I love? Those nice, meaty, dedicated first-party state of plays. Remember when we got the same thing with Ghost of Tsushima that year? Do y'all remember that? Remember we got something similar? Well, okay, no. Did we get a Rift Apart one?
Yeah, we did.
We did, right?
We got a Rift Apart one. We got a Deathloop one. We got a fucking bunch of Deathloop ones.
Oh, Deathloop got plenty.
Did we get a Horizon Forbidden West one?
Yes.
I feel like we might have.
Yep. Mm-hmm. We did. Yep. I remember that one. Yeah.
Not Eternal for sure.
Yep.
But like this, it's just so weird that we haven't seen it. Like, seen the actual game happening.
I think it's a problem. Personally, I think it's a problem. Yeah. It's and like I was afraid that when they put out that like rebuilt for PS5 thing that like that was the equivalent of a state of play. Yeah. Right?
Because I mean, it was pretty beefy. It was 10 minutes, but we didn't like see a whole lot.
Yeah, no, I think something's up. And like if we're gonna connect some dots here, I think our worst fears are probably coming true, and that's that maybe this game from a gameplay perspective does not feel or look not
any different.
Like maybe the AI and the motion matching that we have talked about here is, like on this show, maybe that's not panning out to be a real differentiator. Which is definitely going to be upsetting, what I'm saying? Which, hey, we'll see when it comes out, once again, we're not trying to pass judgments here, but we're just connecting dots that, it's 12 days out and we still have not seen gameplay from like a combat perspective yet. Like we've seen bits and pieces of the game play, right? Like you said, like things, but like actual combat, no.
Because we saw like 3 seconds of someone getting shot at and then the bullet chipping stuff off the wall, right? During that 10-minute look. But it I can't tell you like any of the sequences, right? Like whereas in all of the other like state of plays and stuff like that, like we saw like dedicated like, all right, we're gonna walk through a little combat sequence in Deathloop, right? Of like going in and out of cover, in and out of like stealth and stuff like that. Even with The Last of Us Part 2, even before like we had an official release date and everything for that. Do you remember there was that? I think it was an E3 trailer. It's when Dina and Ellie are dancing.
Yep.
And then we like cut to that scene in the parking garage when she's fighting the Seraphites and all that, and then we cut back to the scene. It's like a 7-minute like deep dive into the mechanics and stuff, and like some of it ended up getting changed because I think that was like 2 years before the game actually came out. But it was still one of those things where it was like, we saw it. And I think you're totally on the money, though, that like I think they're maybe just uninterested in showing us the gameplay because it's going to be like, yeah, it's the same thing from the first one, like completely unaltered.
Yeah. And like being on this side of the games industry, right? Like, and just still being like an observer looking in, trying to discern patterns with, you know, different game rollouts and like how they pan out and all that. When you couple the two things that we have going on here with this game, I know, which you are very much right. I'm not trying to say you're wrong. Of course you're right in that, hey, the embargo date doesn't mean everything. Doesn't mean that it's going to be a bad game if it's close to release. But we have that, right? Then we have no gameplay yet. You know what I'm saying?
Like that's the thing.
Like if we combine
embargo
these two,
dates don't inherently mean anything, but combined, right, with what like everything else we know, it's like,
God damn it,
who knows? Yeah.
Oh shit. And like, hey, man, it's stressing me out. Hey, it's gonna be cool. My only objective is, hey, we're gonna do this podcast. I'm gonna beat Mass Effect 3 and Roller Drome before this point. Might start Cult of the Lamb on Switch, maybe, perhaps. I'm not sure yet.
Sure.
Midnight Fight Express as well, 23rd.
Oh yeah, that's coming out.
We'll see. Maybe I beat, because I definitely want to play that on PS5 probably.
Cult of the Lamb.
No, Midnight Fight Express.
Midnight Fight Express.
I should play Cult of the Lamb on PS5 because it's 60 frames there. I really should.
Sure.
But I always
seems like a good Switch game.
I like playing Switch games on, like, just, you know what I'm saying.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying. And like Midnight Fight Express is a Switch game too, but I'm just not sure. I don't know. We'll see.
I'll be picking that one up on Game Pass.
Oh yeah,
it's coming out. It's launching on Game Pass.
Indeed.
Anyway,
but yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see. But topic of the show here, not exactly Last of Us related, but kind of is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. There's not much lore to get into that we haven't really covered on Road to Part 2, and just, you know, things that are pretty, things that we have already covered here. But what other PlayStation game should get the Last of Us Part 1 PS5 remake treatment? And when I ask that question, right, like let's also lump in the, hey, like, if you want some like gameplay changes, right? Like, if you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, like perhaps, what we actually want the Last of Us Part 1 remake to be, right? Let's project that onto another PlayStation game. And just you know, just have a little talk. What's deserving of this remake treatment from like a big standpoint? What do you got?
The answer is the SingStar series.
Of course, the pivotal. Hey, use your phone as a mic. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously joking. That would be kind of funny though. I don't know. I've got a few different things. In preparation for this, I took a tumble down a Wikipedia page of every single first-party Sony game that's ever been published.
That's a long list.
Since like 1995. Yeah, and there's a lot of them, and there's like a lot of weird ones too. Like Sony published like Black Ops 3 in Japan. Do you know that?
What the fuck?
Didn't. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
For real?
Yeah, but like just in Japan. So it's not like, it's obviously like not a first-party thing or anything, but like that's kind of weird, right?
Why Black Ops 3? That wasn't even that long ago. That was
no, it wasn't.
2015,
like,
I think, maybe?
Something like that. Yeah.
What the fuck? Huh.
Yeah, isn't that weird? But so I did a whole tumble down a list, and so like I think there's some more obvious answers. Are you an Infamous fan?
Yes, I am.
Very much so. Like,
oh yeah,
like Infamous. I think, like, you know what? Like, fuck it. Hey, do Infamous 1 and Infamous 2.
Dude, I got
like,
two stories
together.
I got two.
You got two stories?
Yes.
Yeah. What's up?
Okay, one, when they were doing that PlayStation Showcase and we saw Spider-Man 2, bro. There was
with the electricity?
Bro, I fucking flipped on stream. I flipped out, and then I was like, oh, wait, no, it's Spider-Man 2. Never mind. But I flipped out. And then last night, I left my tweet up. I took a fat L last night. You heard the Embracer Group that they just bought another 10% of the industry, however much it is, whatever the hell, right? and there was a fake Wario tweet that it looked so real. Like it had the text and everything, and it was Sony Interactive Entertainment sells off old IP to Embracer Group, and it was Sly Cooper, Infamous, Jack and Daxter.
Dang.
And like I was like,
it's all fake.
It looks real to me, and I'm like,
right.
But off my quick knee-jerk reaction, like, okay, like that doesn't seem like that crazy for them to do.
It does not seem completely unfounded.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because
100%.
Especially with them, in Insomniac saying no, like we're straight not doing Infamous or Sly Cooper, like those aren't. Yeah. But no, it was fake, so we're good. But yes,
okay, gotcha.
I would love an Infamous. Yeah. Absolutely. I think for a lot of those old IP though, right? Like I would definitely, because I just feel like sometimes like I think when the people cry out, right, and they want Sly Cooper and they want Jack and Daxter, right? Like sometimes I feel like, okay, like do y'all want a new one? Or do y'all want the old games brought to a modern platform and spruced up? You know, because if you're asking me, if it's like, hey, Sucker Punch can make a new Infamous game, but you won't get Ghost of Tsushima 2, it's like, shit, man.
Kind of like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
100%.
I don't know if I want to give up that. I really want to see Jin Sakai and like what he does in mainland Japan and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds hype. So a lot of times I definitely nowadays boil down to, yo, give me a collection. Do a Mass Effect Legendary Edition for like always IP, and I'm fucking cool with it for sure. Yeah,
because they did one for Jack and Daxter recently too, didn't they? On the PS4 at the very least, because there's like trophies and stuff for it. And, which like that's cool. But I think like Infamous in particular, if I can go back to it for a second, is like, I think it is an IP that is like right in line with the rest of what they are doing now. You know what I mean? Where it's like more story driven, character driven. You know, it's got the open world stuff that you could see sort of similar to in like Spider-Man or Horizon, or I guess even God of War. Although that one's like kind of an open world.
It's more like hub open world, but yeah.
But I think Infamous would like fit right in with the rest of what they're doing right now.
Damn it, what?
But like you're saying though, like, would a remake be better than a brand new game? Maybe. I think probably, just because like I don't know how well those games hold up. I haven't gone back to them since I first played them.
I still haven't gone back. The last time I played Infamous, I played the First Light DLC.
Sure.
Oh, fun fact, that was when I had not only strep throat, but mono.
It's a bad combo, man.
That was a fun time.
That sounds tough, man.
I was like, you know what? Infamous First Light DLC. Let's boot it up. What the fuck? I don't even know why.
Yeah, you're laying in bed, can't move, and you're like, what do I want right now? DLC from Infamous.
Fetch.
Second Son.
Yeah, let's fucking play you. You're fucking there.
Yeah. But I also think with Infamous, though, like, that karma system, while it's not perfect, I think it could be cool to really set it apart from a lot of the other games that Sony's kind of doing right now, because, you know, most of them are pretty like linear in terms of like what happens, right? Like you're following a set story for I think pretty much everything, unless I'm mistaken. Whereas you know, Infamous kind of like you take a path, you know, and that like choice stuff like really comes into it, which I'm into.
It's a good point. If they were to bring back Infamous and like do that karma system, I would do a change of like make like having outcomes that happen in the in between, right?
Sure.
Because like if you start off good, who the hell starts out good and then goes bad?
Yeah, right. Like why would you do that? It just doesn't make sense.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like if they gave you an incentive of like, hey, like if you're, you know, like 3/5 good, 2/5 bad, you get a different outcome than being fully good, even though you're more good than bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I would like it to be a little bit more granular and like fill in that middle gap of the two extremes with like some really cool stuff in there. But not just me. Damn, what's one that I think, okay, so I have played Resistance 1 and 2. I have yet to play the third one.
I was also thinking Resistance.
I hear the third is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I just think overall, like, based off what I played, I think that could work. Like, in a real way, you know. Like,
who did Resistance? Was that
Insomniac?
Insomniac? Yep. Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think that would work more than what I've heard about Killzone, which, like,
yeah, I've never played them, but
me neither. But like, I just hear from like a lot of people that, like, you know, Killzone was just like, you know, it was poised to be like the Halo killer back in the day, right? And like, he just never put a dent in it. You know what I'm saying? But Resistance, though, that's some cool lore in there, man. That's some really cool stuff in there, like about the Chimera and like all that. Like that I think could really work in the modern day, you know. And I would even say, hey, if they were to go back and like redo Resistance, right? Like, I would also make it like not like full on first person horror, but have a little bit more horror elements in there. Like, yo, those Chimera look freaky as hell.
They're freaky as hell, man.
Yeah. Like, you have human bodies going through those tubes and shit. Like, yo, it's creepy. But like,
agreed.
I would really put that more in the forefront and like have a bit of a horror type of first person shooter type of thing.
Yeah.
Which I would love personally. Like maybe not like 1-to-1 like rival Resident Evil, because that's not how I would want like the gameplay format to be. Like, I do want it to be like we're going from location to location and like doing all these different stuff, but just have a little bit of horror in there.
Yeah,
I think we'll go a long way for sure.
100%. Yeah, I think this would go over well, especially too because like, do they have a first person shooter series right now?
Right now, no.
You know, like I think this could go over kind of cool. Kind of Destiny, but not really.
Yeah, Destiny kind of, yeah. Which, you know, yeah. They've definitely made it very clear that like the Bungie acquisition was like a more SIE type of acquisition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. But damn, there was something else. I was just gonna say. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I've got an obscure one.
What's up? What you got?
Do you remember Time Crisis?
I don't.
So Time Crisis was like a light gun game that you would play at like arcades. That ended up, it was made. Oh wait, this is not a PlayStation. Oh, it was, I guess, a PlayStation exclusive. So never mind. I don't know if it was actually owned by PlayStation. Oh, it's definitely not. Developed by Namco, published by Namco. My bad. It was a PlayStation exclusive for a long time, at the very least. And it was like a light gun game, and that got like ports and stuff. And I think that could have been kind of fun, but that is not a PlayStation title. My bad.
I'm trying to think of other ones because one thing I want to double back to, like a really popular reason like why Infamous won't ever come back is because like they wouldn't want another superhero IP.
Yeah, with Spider-Man.
I mean, because bro, like they kind of got the Holy Grail, so it's like, you know.
Yeah. Oh well, like, you know, and like just any of the Marvel stuff, right? Because they're also doing Wolverine too.
Yeah. But
I guess it makes sense.
I would love it if they brought it back, but you know, it is what it
is.
I have a weird one. I have a weird kind of throwback one. I played this a lot on PSP back when I was more of a racing fan. You know what I'm saying? And I get, you know, this might not make sense because we have Gran Turismo that's still going very, very well and all that. But to fill in what Drive Club was supposed to fit in and what Forza Horizon does, that more arcade type of racer, you know?
Sure.
I think we should bring back Ridge Racer, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Never played them.
Let's bring it back.
I'm not much of a car person, but yeah, I mean, like, you're right, because isn't Gran Turismo like that's like a racing simulation game? Yeah, right. Like it is like, yeah. So to have, you know, a more arcade like racer car game, like I think that's like what people like. You know, like I'm not saying that people don't like Gran Turismo because obviously they do, but yeah, I think that the idea of being like, you know, hey, here's our arcade racer, I think is a great idea. Yeah. Especially to get like, you know, like we're saying, like the full first party PlayStation treatment of like, you know, top of the line, all of the, you know, the graphics and the haptic stuff and the triggers and like everything else. Like, I imagine that would be pretty cool.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Were you ever a Twisted Metal fan? I never was.
Nah.
Cause I know people like that a lot, but like,
and that is coming back based off of rumors and everything. Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like, I just don't hear that crowd be vocal about.
It was always
you know?
a weird combination to me.
Yeah.
Of like a horror car racer, destruction derby.
Yeah.
You know, like I guess I don't know. I thought Destruction All Stars was kind of fun, but like it had its moment for like 4 days, and then it disappeared off the map. But
I got one.
Yeah, what's up?
I got one. And granted, these games have been remastered for the PS3, you know. But you know, this PS3 was a long time ago, you know. But if we're talking about like the full straight up, like, all right, what would get The Last of Us Part 1 like remake like dead ass, right?
Yeah.
I think the original God of War could be fucking dope.
You know, I was actually thinking that, and I've actually never played them.
Bro, they're so good.
So I guess my question is like, how? I know generally how they fit in with, you know, God of War 2018 and potentially how they fit in a little bit with Ragnarok based on what we've seen from it. But like, what games are important for that stuff? Do you know what I mean? Because I know that there's a lot of them.
Yeah. I mean, I've been very much on the record of like, I think God of War 1 is not that great of a game.
Okay.
That's one that like, I think to a certain extent, I think that game is broken in some ways. I think it's very cheap and like unfair in other ways too. So like, I've been very vocal of like, hey, if you really want to play through the God of War series, I would like unless you really want to play it, go ahead by all means. Reading a story synopsis of the first game, because there's not like a ton that's pertinent.
Yeah.
There, you know. But God of War 2 is the one, bro. God of War 2 is
that
my
like
favorite.
real good?
That's real good. That one is like, I love God of War 2. That one's incredible for sure.
Sony tends to kill it with sequels, don't they?
Dude, God of War 2.
I mean, like
hard.
generally, like for a long time, their sequels have always like landed really well, huh?
Infamous 2.
Yeah.
Hard. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Uncharted 2.
Exactly, right?
Okay,
real quick about Uncharted. I was also like kind of saying like, oh, Uncharted would be kind of cool to get like a remake like this, because I think between something like The Last of Us 1 and like Uncharted 1, like I played the whole series in the summer of 2020, like waiting for The Last of Us, because I was like, you know, like I'm kind of feeling Naughty Dog games, like, you know, let's see these things, because I don't think I ever played 3 or 4.
No?
No, because I didn't have a PS4 for a long time.
I see.
I got one in 2019 actually.
Holy
so like
shit,
I like
late.
it was pretty late, right?
Yeah.
So I was like catching up on a lot of stuff. So I bought the Uncharted collection, you know. And I think that those games could really benefit, at least like the first one, you know, could really benefit from a major facelift to just be like, here's like, you know, the environments that we had in mind and all this sort of stuff, and capture the performances a little bit better. But
yeah, I would definitely say the first game. I would definitely 100% say the first game like definitely needs it. And like, I'm sure you recall as well, like Bend was it Bend, or I think it was either Sony Bend or the Visual Arts Group in they're not like a straight up like, I mean, they are a dev team, but they're more of like a support team within the first party, and they hop around and just like help out a lot of the other studios when they need help on their final weeks of the game and everything, of like developing the game. There were rumors that Visual Arts Group or Sony Sony Bend were gonna remake the original Uncharted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then instead we got The Last of Us. Actually, with this right here. Yeah. So that one we could have been very close to having that instead, which I would have also liked to see as well. I think a lot of people would definitely make the case of you know, the difference between Uncharted 1 and what the remake could have been on PS5 versus Last of Us. probably a lot bigger of a margin.
It's a lot greater difference. Yeah.
And like, and even still, like, Uncharted 1 did get a Blue Point remaster for sure, right? Rent at 60 now and all that. But you know, those assets definitely look old. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely a 2007.
It feels its age.
Yeah, it's definitely 2007. 100% 2007. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. So that would have been cool as hell. Yeah, for sure. I would have definitely enjoyed that for sure. But I think, you know, them choosing Last of Us, I think that kind of spells out some things of where I don't think Uncharted is dead. I think we will see another Uncharted within the next decade.
I wouldn't be surprised. You know, they kind of left it open ended at the end of Uncharted 4, and you know, it doesn't have to be Nathan Drake and Elena.
Could be, you know,
it could be Sam and Sully. It could be, spoiler alert, their kid.
Yep.
Or you know, you could go back to Chloe and Nadine. I guess maybe not, because I don't remember what happens to Nadine during Uncharted 4. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's enough characters around that, you know, we could be seeing it again.
Oh, I mean, Nadine, or it could be another Lost Legacy. Nadine and Chloe.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Oh shit, you did say that. Sorry, my bad.
No, you're all good.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I would love Nathan's daughter, right? But she's
kind of fun, right?
But she's backtracking, trying to figure out something about Nathan. Like, something happens to Nathan, maybe not death, but like something happens and she has to retrace herself. So we go back to some like really cool iconic moments.
Okay, actually,
you know
I like that a lot. Dude, like, I like that a lot.
I've always thought that. I'm like, bro, that would go hard as fuck. If we get
I love that.
Go back to El Dorado, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that would go hard.
I love that.
Maybe. Yeah. And like, how do you get Sully in there? Because damn, like, how the hell is Nate dead, but Sully's not dead? You know, but like maybe Sully is definitely not with her. But
shows up or something. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I'm into that a lot, actually. I would play that because like I think Uncharted is okay. Like I think they're okay. They're fun, but like I don't really think about them all that much. Right. But a game like that, I think would really be kind of interesting in like I think that's just a unique kind of story that would go over well today. But
yeah, I think, and yeah, that I've always thought about that idea. Like, I would love that, or one that my good friend Christian Buckley pitched that I fucking love is a Sully on try the game back when he was younger in the
I like
80s,
that,
and like make it like dead ass like Indiana Jones, like for real, like straight up. You know, I think that'd be great too. But,
I'm into that.
But yeah, but Uncharted 1 remake definitely would be down for that for sure. Is there any other one?
That's all I got. I think.
I'm sure I'm gonna hit stop recording, and I'm gonna think of.
I think it's gonna come to you. Yeah.
Definitely gonna think of a good one. But no, as of right now, no. I think that's right. Like, one that I want, famously, that's not PlayStation. Need for Speed Underground 1+2, man. Come on now. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. I know you weren't a racing guy at all.
I can't speak to that, but like I'm into that.
Dude,
like
I fucking love Need for Speed Underground.
Yeah.
Man. God damn it. Those.
I love.
Those were the ones, you know.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I get you.
I think we'll call it there. Down below in the comment section, let me know. Let us know, of course, what PlayStation game you want to see get the Last of Us Part 1 treatment, but the treatment with the gameplay upgrades and all that fun stuff. You know what I'm saying? All that great stuff that we wish was here in the Part 1 remake. But until then, Peter, where can people find you?
Find me on Twitter at PeterSpittech. You can find me every single week talking video game news on my podcast Hitbox on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts, the whole 9 yards. Otherwise, I mean, that's where if you're looking for me, find me there. Those two places.
Indeed. And of course, this has been Road to Part 1, the weekly podcast series dedicated to any and all things Last of Us Part 1 remake, from news, lore, reactions, and upon release, our deep, thorough analysis on what the Last of Us Part 1 was. And you were mentioning it last week, but bro, I might, because I've been I've been doing this side big video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it yet, but it's a big one. And dude, damn, I really might play Lots of Spread 2 right after, man. Fuck.
I probably will. I probably have to. Like,
bro, we'll see.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
At least this year, like at least December, at least after God of War Ragnarok, you know, because I'm definitely going back and playing God of War. Before Ragnarok for sure. But you can catch this show and Road to Ragnarok. That is coming up this year, right after Road to Part 1. We have a co-host picked.
Oh,
y'all probably know him. I know you definitely know him, Peter, for sure. But y'all might know him.
Can't wait.
Or y'all should get to know him. You know what I'm saying? Catch us out here and other feature Road to series on YouTube.com/Plays and Source, as well as podcast services like Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, etc. via the anchor link down below in the description. Like the video and or rate the podcast. It really does help us get seen by more viewers so we can grow the PSS family. Down below as well, let us know what you like or dislike about the show, and connect with us further on Twitter and Discord in the description. Be a $1 Prince member, just like the people Musa, and a $5 Kingship member, just like Caleb Kaiser, the Iraq Knight, and the homie Owen. Next week, we're doing bets. We're laying it down. Now, I'm going to have to get creative with the bets questions.
Okay.
I'm going to stew on that because we know the events of The Last of Us, right? So
yeah.
We'll see how we do.
But like, I think it should be about like the game itself. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, okay.
And like things that may or may not be included. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we'll see.
We'll see. Indeed. Well, thank y'all for watching. And as always, greatness awaits.